Hello everyone, and this is your faithful friend Sandra Graves. And today, usually you hear that I talk about el código, the code, EnVivo Live. Well, we are still EnVivo Live, but now we are EnVivo San Antonio on EnVivo Live, which is going to be a segment just totally dedicated to anything happening in San Antonio, but always with a positive outlook. Whatever it is that's going on, we are going to bring you information, expert, and different stories, but always with a positive ending. And today we are going to be talking about really why. Why am I still here? And the reason why I came up with this conversation, and I was going to actually start the show later next year, but I am pretty spontaneous, so I decided to do this today. And I invited my guest, which is also my sister. And I'm so proud of saying that because she is. I cannot just say Coach Sophia London because she's my sister. And that goes first before any coaching or any other stuff. She is my sister. Okay? Well, let's continue. And let me tell you that today I have received a phone call. And that phone call, my heart was beating really, really fast. I got scared. I got freaked out. I'm like, oh God, what now? And there was this young lady talking on the phone, and I'm like, and I don't know what's going on. I am not understanding. All I know it is my baby is crying on the phone and telling me that someone died. At that moment, to be honest with you, when she said someone died, there was a peace in my heart, honestly, because it wasn't her. Then she said, one of my friends took their life. Yes. And I'm like, huh? And she said, yes. I said, which friend? And she said, a friend of hers that she had in her class. And you know, yes, I will say I am blessed. But I can say that I am blessed, and you can say that you are blessed, and it's nothing to do with you. But the reality is that, yes, it has something to do with each one of us. Because there are people that not because they are not your blood, not because they don't live beside you, it doesn't mean they don't matter. They matter. And we can help, and that's the reason why we are here. And we are here to live purposely. And when you turn your eyes or your back, or when you act like if nothing else in the world is happening, only your job and only your life that matters, then we have a problem. Because when something happened to you, then no one cares. It's the same situation. So this is not a show to punish you. It is a show to remind you that you are human, and there are people out there that are human, and they need each and every one of us. That's the reason why I want to talk about this today. Why am I still here? Why am I still here? You know what? At least that girl has someone crying for her. But many years ago, when I tried to take my own life, I would have a lot of people crying for me, but I would not have known that because I was so full of despair. I was so full of loneliness. I was so full of anger and resentment and all of these things, doubting myself, that I too try to do the same thing. But because I have a God that I do believe in, and I thought, what am I going to tell him at the end? And I'm not going to make this overly religious, but the reality is that is what saved me, and I'm not going to deny it. So, why am I sharing this with you? If you are listening and you are thinking about doing something like this, or if you have someone that have attempted something like this, or if you have no clue that this is happening in your world, please listen. Because if you're clueless, we are going to inform you today that it is happening. And it's happening in San Antonio. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and this took place in San Antonio, Texas. It's taking place in Turkey, and it's taking place in Africa, and it's taking place in Russia, and it's taking place in Mexico, and it's taking place in Panama, and it's taking place in Canada, and it's taking place everywhere, not only in San Antonio. And that's the reason why we have to talk about it, because we don't like to talk about it, because we think that people are trying to take their life. They are crazy, they are senseless, they don't know what they want exactly. Maybe they have all those issues, but we can help. And that's the reason why I invited Sophia London to talk to me today, because I said, hey, I want to talk about this topic and I can't do this alone. I need you to help me talk about this, because it is a very important topic. And you know what? For starting off the show, people always start with, oh, San Antonio, the Alamo, beautiful. Oh, you know what? It is not all beautiful. There are things that are happening in people's life and in their emotional sense, and we have to talk about it. This is the way we have to start, so that we can be happy, so that we can be peaceful, so that we can be purposeful. And that's what we want to talk about. So I am going to shut up, which is very hard for me to do. And I am going to let Sophia say what she has to say about this, so that we can start.
Well, thank you for inviting me to your show again, Sandra. Always a pleasure to be here. Your topic today is very important, and it's very painful sometimes to even speak about it. But the truth is, most teenagers have this feeling someday in their life. And the secret is they think that it only happening to them. And because we don't talk about it, we're afraid of saying it, we're embarrassed to say it. I really think I should leave this world. I don't matter. Nobody cares about me. We keep it quiet because we don't want people to judge us. But most of the people thinking the same thing. And when we hear something like this happen, it is heartbreaking, because if we could just get that little girl 24 hours before, or even 12 hours before, and let her understand, honey, I've been there. It happened to me. She will say something like, really? Because when you are in the middle of the depression, or you in the middle of the problem, you think it's only happening to you. And this news is hard because something could have been done. Mm-hmm. But she felt, we will not know what she felt in that moment. All we know is she's gone. And her parents have to be beating themselves up, thinking, we missed the signs. What we wasn't looking at, was we too busy to, there's so many things that we could do to help. And this brings a very important piece. We are so busy every day. Mm-hmm. We get up in the morning, we make breakfast, we drive to school, we pick up the kids, we bring them back, they barely eat, they go to the game, and then when we return, we are exhausted. Mm-hmm. There is no quality of family time in the week. We do everything on the weekends. And in the week, how will you know if she was bullied? How will you know if a boyfriend break her heart? How will you know if a friend just talk about her, destroy her? How will you know? You're too busy and you're too tired. And I'm not trying to fault on the parents alone, because there's a lot of things that happen. But we need to be aware. This is our children. And you don't want them to leave this world knowing that you could have done something better.
But I like what you said, that you're not trying to blame the parents, because it is not about blaming. It is about letting you know that not only the parents, the aunt, the grandmother, the teacher, the friend, everybody is part of this. Yes. And just saying, how are you doing today, without walking while you're doing that, because I'm guilty of that. Sometimes someone say, hi, how are you doing? I'm saying, fine, and yourself, and I'm walking while I am saying that. You don't mean it. We don't mean it. And when we stop and we tell someone, how are you doing? We have to make it a point to stop and listen to how they're doing.
But let's be honest now. If I ask you, how are you doing? And you start talking and talking and talking and talking, I was like, okay, why did I ask? Because that's what we do. And the problem is, that person needed to talk. Sometimes that's all we need, to talk or just have someone that want to listen.
Yes.
But because you're walking while you ask me, I'm not sure you care.
Yes.
And because I'm not sure you care, all I say is, I'm doing fine.
Everything is great.
And then you just walk away.
Yeah.
So I'm not, it happened everywhere.
Yes.
Pointing fingers make no sense.
Right.
This show is not to point fingers. This is to find solutions.
And
we are not even
awareness.
trying to find solutions. We are trying to make everyone be aware of the power they have to help somebody
That is
else.
correct.
Each one of us have the power to change somebody's life just by saying, good morning, how are you doing? And just stop and wait for the answer. That alone make a difference.
Yeah. And you know, I know that we're talking about teenage and suicide, but just like I mentioned earlier, we always think about this is an issue with young people. But we have older people that are not being called, older people that are not being visited. Yes. And you know what? They are losing appetite. They are letting themselves die because nobody cares. That is a different form of suicide. There are people that stay away from everybody else, and they're getting ill because they're not eating, because no one cares about me, so why is it that I'm going to live? And the reality is that we do care, but we are so busy, like we just talked about, busy in our own life. And the only time we realize that we are too busy is when we get sick. We don't want to get sick to be able to realize that, oh, life is so purposeful. No, you are listening to it right now. Just find someone, talk to them, you know, just write. We don't write letters anymore. I know I don't, okay? But if that is what's going to take to reach an old lady, because they are used to getting letters, and then just getting that letter with you saying I love you and I was thinking about you, or just calling someone, or texting someone, when is it that we can have lunch together, or something, just something like that, because I'm making myself responsible for doing that. And that's the reason why I'm talking about it, because I like to be held accountable for things. And this is my accountability, is making it public and letting you know that if you ever see me in the street and you want to talk, let me tell you, I talk a lot, so I might talk more than you. But you need to be able to let me know, Sandra, I really need to talk. I want you to listen. Tell me, and let me tell you, I will listen, because sometimes that's all we need. We don't need nobody preaching to us, only listening.
I like what you just said, because sometimes people think you don't care because you're not listening to what they're saying. And at the same time, I want to go back to something you just said. We are so busy. What about those grandparents that don't get to enjoy their grandchildren because the grandchildren have basketball, football, swimming, karate, I don't care. And they're so busy, you know. And then what about the family members that don't get together because everybody busy, and then you come and visit me and you like, okay, I gotta go because life is busy. Let's stop. Stop. At the end of the day, it's not how much money we have. It's not the furniture, the best car. At the end of the day, it's the quality time that we spend with family. And it looked like that is disappearing because the kids are so busy. Back in the day, we wasn't so busy. We come from school and they just go play, go, go, go. And we come inside, we eat, take a shower, do homework, but we get to, but now there's so many things going on. Yeah. I want to go back to that little piece. How do we know what's going on with these kids if we don't ask or take time to look at them? If I'm being bullied in school, I may not say nothing, but I'm hoping that someone will notice something, some change. I'm not eating, or I'm eating too much, I'm sleeping, or I'm not sleeping at all, I'm really quiet. I mean, I'm praying that somebody will notice something, that they could help me out. I remember back in the day when you get bullied, you don't want to tell your parents you're getting bullied, because your mom go to school and make all this big noise and you and then when she leave, you get bullied anyway. Yes. So really, you don't know what to do. Or when your boyfriend leave you and you are 15, that you think the world is going to come to an end because he just dumped you and you just want to die. You won't die. I know. But we feel that way. But still, at the same time, it's our responsibility to look out for each other, because I would like to be that family member that is going to bury that little girl that decided to leave this world so prematurely.
You know, if you are listening and you are thinking about this, first of all, I would like you to call, if you're in the United States, 1-800-273-8255 or 1-800-273-TALK. A lot of times all we need is to talk to someone. And when you call, I actually call this number. Si hablas español, también ellos contestan en español. If you speak Spanish, they do answer you in Spanish. And sometimes all we need is to get that one person. And mostly if that person doesn't know anything about your life, it's even better. Because you can scream at them. You can tell them everything that's happening in your life. Oh, I am so overwhelmed. Life sucks or whatever is it that you want to tell them. You tell them and you scream and you let it out. Sometimes we just need that. And we don't have that opportunity to just let it out, and that's what you need to do. So please, before you take any action, call them, and like I said, if you want to scream at them. And if you don't want to call them, there's somebody in your life that is very interested in you, and all you have to do is tell them, I need to talk. I am feeling overwhelmed. I feel like my life doesn't matter. I need to talk. Please listen to me, but please find somebody. I pray that you find somebody, because let me tell you, I did not try this once or twice. I tried several times when I was younger. And look, I have a husband, I have an amazing sister, I have kids that are amazing, I have a life that I love, and I'm living purposely. And that's what is important here, is finding your purpose. And I'm not talking about how to be a millionaire and all that. There's purpose beyond all of that. It's finding your purpose. And before I continue, I was talking about this girl that took her life, and this young lady that actually called me and told me about it. I'm going to invite my daughter. Her name is Sasha, and she is going to be sharing more about that with us. So,
hello.
So Sasha, I am going to give this to Sasha so that she can just put it right here. And just tell us, what is it that you experienced today? This is someone that it was your best friend, or tell us more about that.
Okay, so going into school, I was very happy. I was like, today I'm gonna look cute. And I actually woke up early enough to put on some makeup and, look decent for myself. And then I was listening to music from first period. And then second period, they had an announcement, but I didn't hear it because I was still listening to music. So, and it seemed like second period is when they announced her death. But I was too busy listening to music, and I just heard somebody did something, but I didn't hear any death or anything. So I was like, okay, I brushed it off. But then one boy stopped me before I went to my next class, and he said, there's a girl that passed away last night. Did you hear about that? I said, no, what girl? And he said, Stephanie. And I was like, wait, Stephanie, like my Stephanie? He was like, Srinivsan. And my friend, her name was Stephanie.
Don't say the last name.
And then he just said the last name, and that was the person I knew since middle school. We were not the closest of friends, but it was like every day. She has a twin sister, so all the time I was in middle school and I would never remember her name or her sister's name. I was like always calling them by their last name. So this year I was like, I'm so proud of myself because I finally know that you are this one and she is this one. And she was like, Sasha, I'm so proud of you. And I know that you tried so hard. I was like, because you have short hair and the other one has long hair, because they look exactly alike. And yesterday was the day that I said, you are so beautiful. Jesus. And I said that you always need to be in my life. And I always hugged her every day that I could. And it's something that you didn't expect was going to happen because she was such a joyful person. So it seemed like everything that ever happened, maybe school was her happy place. Because you never saw, like, brokenness in her. And that's something that, if you ever feel broken, let people in to find out about you, or you will never get help. Because I've attempted suicide before. My mom knows it. Everybody that's a teenager has thought about it or had the action to do so. And I did the action maybe like 3 times, and it was over like ice cream and not getting enough attention or something like that. Very stupid things. So my advice for those people, because that's what I go through, if you ever feel super, super duper broken, and there's points in your life that you're going to feel this multiple times. What I do, and I just know that in that moment, I'm going to keep on thinking very badly, so I have to either, like, sleep and think about it the next day so I can think rational, or I have to tell somebody. And either I'll tell them the next day or I'll tell them immediately, and I usually tell my mom immediately, because that's, like, my best friend now. Took a while for that. But there's multiple people. This is the 7th death of suicide that I've had for a friend, and it's one of those things where you never saw it coming because they're always within themselves. They're very quiet, and just try to be open about it, because I made it a point for myself to try to treat people as best as I could. I'm very goofy, I'm very loving, I'm very happy, I'm happy to hug you all the time. But it's one of those things where I didn't see it happen. Like, I didn't see this was going to happen. And I just kept crying all day. And just know that you are loved by God if you're not religious. He's still there no matter what if you're not religious. And He loves you. And I just hope that the family is okay now. Because that was pretty painful.
So how are the other kids in the school, how are they reacting to it?
Some people are very cold-hearted, especially in my generation. So a point that my aunt made was that in her generation, suicide was mostly like a brushed off subject. It was not, they didn't go through it because they didn't think it was such a big deal. It wouldn't affect you mentally. It didn't affect you at all. But in my generation that I know, suicide is a very common thing, and it shouldn't be a common thing. And it's sad because it's so common that everybody has thought about it more than 5 times probably. And so at our school, either people were so cold-hearted and made jokes about suicide, which angered me. It only made me break down more. Or they could not stop crying. Like Stephanie, she had multiple friends. She was such a good person. So she affected a lot of people. And she may not know this, but she was loved by many. She even had multiple teachers crying. And they just like broke down out of nowhere because they remember her like sitting in that chair, and they saw that the chair was empty. And they just kept crying because Stephanie was smart. She was always on time. She was funny. She was goofy. And she's a very loving memory, but teenagers don't realize that there's a day beyond this one. And whatever problems you have now are probably going to be minimalized the more time passes by. So if you're thinking about, oh my God, this boy cheated on me, he won't be in your life 10 years from now, and you'll probably making it rain money. Okay, you'll be successful in yourself, and now I'm realizing that because my mom taught me a lot of things, and life teaches you a lot of things. But all my friends that have ever thought about suicide or wanted to, they come to me because I'm usually the person that talks them out of it. So call somebody immediately if you need to talk about your problems, because that's a very good way to release.
So don't forget that you can call 1-800-273 8255. And this is in the entire United States is a national number. But if you're in Canada or Mexico or Panama or any other place, please find out that there are also numbers in your location, or there is a family member that do care about you. We're going to go to a commercial break. And when we're back, Sophia and I are going to continue this. Thank you for tuning in to The Code. The Code is presented by EnVivo Associates, our affiliates, our sponsors, and of course, our guests. Welcome back to EnVivo-SA, which is EnVivo San Antonio. We are going to try to bring you information about San Antonio, what is happening in San Antonio. Real life, real story, real successes, real people, and all with a positive outlook. And what can be positive about what we are talking today? What can be positive about that? Well, the positive message here is that what I learned from my attempts of trying to end my life is that the only reason why I am still here is because I found purpose in my life. And when we find purpose, or when we help someone find purpose, then it's very hard for them to end their life. Is really trying to find ways to get involved in other people's life, to be able to let people know that they care. That can be purposeful. You don't have to be a millionaire, and you don't have to do all these things. All you have to do is care. And sometimes that's all someone wants. It's just listen, care, listen, care. And when you listen and you care, you show love. Those things, those two come together. You can't be telling someone, I love you, I love you, I love you, and then you don't listen and you care. Because love comes with those two involved in them. And I had to learn it the hard way. So, Sophia, you want to share anything else with us?
Well, I like what you said, but I want to go back to that piece where you just said about listen and share. What happened when the truth is, I don't care? What happened when I don't care? Mm-hmm. What happened when my life is busy, I have a lot of problems, a lot of bills, my children behaving bad? What happened when I really don't care? What happened? When I will walk beside you and I won't say good morning or how you doing because my life is busy and I don't want to hear anything about yours. Because there's people out there right now that are so overwhelmed with their own life that they really, really don't care. Mm-hmm. But the question to them is this: will you care if it was your daughter? Mm-hmm. Will you care if it was your son? Mm-hmm. Well, the difference is it's my son. But if you have an opportunity to talk to my son or to listen to my son, and with that save his life, I will be grateful for the rest of my life that you took that time out just to listen to my kid.
But the switch is the same.
It's the same.
They can be so busy and they think that nothing is going to happen to their family or nothing is going to happen to you. But guess what? You might fall down the stairs, or you might lose your job, because a lot of these reasons for suicide that I find out is financial problems. Today you are up, and guess what? Tomorrow you are down, and suicide might not be in your thoughts right now, but it might be later. Depression, loneliness, burden to others, because some people think they are going to see when I'm gone, they're going to care about me. It's an afterthought, right? Humiliation, fear, escaping, hopelessness, revenge, and lack of purpose. So you might think that you don't care right now, but if you have someone in your life that you love, and let me tell you that most of us at least have somebody that we care about. Somebody. That can be your cat, That can be your child, that can be your mom, that can be your co-worker or your lover or whatever it is that you want to call them. We have at least one person that we care about. And if we don't care about anybody, like some selfish people might say, look in the mirror and that person that you see, you might care about that person. And if you do care about that person, nothing lasts forever, and your health doesn't last forever, your job doesn't last forever, and something can happen to you and you want someone else to care for you. And in order for someone to care for you, you have to care for others. Because, you know, I mean, we see it in the movies, the grumpy old man, and we see all that. They try to get rich and all that. Then they realize that nobody is around for them to enjoy it with. When they get sick, nobody's there to visit them. When they are too busy, and the holidays are coming up right now, who do I spend my time with? This is the time where people are going to start getting depressed, and we are here to help you. You're listening. You are here to help them. And all you have to do is listen and show them that you care. Because when you actually listen, you show them that you care. You see, you don't even have to give them $1,000 or $1 million, or you don't have to buy them stuff. All you have to do is listen.
And those people that watch a lot of TV, that your best friend is the star from the movie, take time out and love yourself. Find someone to talk with. Talking to the TV, really, you just didn't get that feedback. Just find somebody that just to enjoy your time with. Because at the end of the day, we was created to share. We was created to be with people. We are people that make connection with people. And at the same time, sometimes being alone is not bad, so long as you need a time out for yourself to recoup, to just, that is okay. But we all need somebody.
Yeah.
And we always thinking, no, they're too busy. Yeah, that's okay. I don't want to bother them. Because that is something else that people usually do. And the older folks do it a lot, where they don't want to bother their children, they don't want to bother the teenagers, because now that they're busy, they don't have time for me. We need to stop and realize that family values are being lost in this world because we get ourselves busy.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people out there, you just said, for holidays is worse. For holidays is worse. The loneliness is so bad. And it shouldn't be that way. Everybody has somebody. So we just need to have to find a way to care a little more. And stop. Your world is complete. That is something that happened. You have your world, you have your family, you have your children, you are good. You don't need anybody else to come in. You don't want anything else. You have your circle. Open up your circle. Open up a little more. Teach your children to love somebody else. Teach your children to care. I know we're not going into religion, but if you take care of somebody else's business, if you take care of somebody else's life, or you do whatever you do for somebody else, God will always find someone to do it for you when you need it. It's not about I help you and then you help me back. It doesn't work that way. Because the person that will help you, you don't know who it is. God will put that person in your life when you need it. Take care of his business by blessing other people, and don't worry about yours. Because the time will come when God will put in your life whatever you need when you need it.
Yep. And one thing that I learned is that a long time ago, when I was being blessed a lot, I was so happy and I was holding all my blessings like this. And I'm like, you know, and when you are blessed, you just want to keep it for yourself and your family. So you hold on to these blessings like this, right? However, what I learned is that when we hold the blessings like this, we don't give enough space for more blessings to come. But what you have to do is open your hands like this. And when you get blessed, it come through these holes like this, so that your blessing is flowing through other people, and then you have more blessings coming to you because your hands is open and is able to receive more blessings. When someone explained that analogy to me, it made so much sense, because sometimes we are blessed and then we are stuck. We don't get any more. We have reached to the top of whatever we thought that we were supposed to reach, but there's more to be reached, because we have a purpose in this life and we mess it up because we decided that this is as much as I want. No, God wants you to bless you abundantly, but you have to be able to open up the hand like this, your life like this, and be able to share some of what you have with others, because like she said, it's not about you giving to me and I giving to you. It's about you helping me. And guess what? When you help me, I feel so grateful and so thankful. I'm going to go and try to help somebody else. Yes. And because you impacted my life, I'm so over. I don't care. I need to help somebody because you helped me. And that's what people have done for me. Yes. And that's what people, people always tell me, how can I thank you? By doing it to somebody else. That's what I tell them, because the person that helped me told me the same thing. I said, what can I do for you? I'm in debt with you. No, I'm not in debt with anybody. I don't feel in debt with anybody. Yes. As soon as I have done something great, I know that my blessings is coming from above. Yes. And those other people are going to be blessed. And I am accumulating blessings for my children. I really believe in that, because my grandmother did it, and her blessings fell on us, and my blessings are going to fall on my kids. I don't care about getting a lot of stuff now, because I know I'm building on solid rock. And when I build on solid rock, it's going to be shared with my kids. But if you build on sinking sand right now, then that means that you're just building something and you're not giving anywhere. Guess what? It's going to go away. All you have to do is, when you have sand and you go like this, it's gone, disappears. So that's what I'm telling you. I am learning. It's not that I have wise. People always tell me, oh, you're so wise, you're so smart. No, I'm not. I have lived in the life of hard knocks. I learned everything the hard way. I told you, I tried to take my life. I don't know how many times. I have a divorce. I have been depressed. I have all this kind of stuff. You know what? And I'm not surprised if I have bipolar, whatever. But all of those things then can be handled as long as we trust the man up there, as long as we focus on the man up there. And let me tell you that right now, if you are listening, if you don't believe in God, or you have a problem with him right now, talk to him. Tell him the same thing. Tell him, where are you? I've been looking for you. You are not there. Talk to him. Just like I told you was to call these people and talk to them. Yeah. Do it, because that's what I did. I was so angry at God. I was like, you are not there. You bring me to this life for nothing and whatever. And let me tell you, he answers. And he did. He answered me. And you would say, how did he answer you? Well, I can't share that with you, because it will not be the same. It will be meaningless if I tell you how he answered me, because my answer is not going to impact you. Mm-hmm. It is your answer. You have to ask. You have to call. But right now, if you don't believe in God, call the number that we gave you. And that was 1-800-273-TALK. See, I memorized it, so can you. 1-800-273-TALK. Please call them, get immediate help, talk to someone, and while you're doing that, pray. Pray, talk to God, scream at him, do whatever you want, but talk to him. Talk to him, he listens. And a lot of time, all we need, just like we said, all we need is to dirty our knees. And that's really as simple as it is. We are so living in a prideful world right now that we don't dirty our knees anymore. And all we have to do is just put a little dirt on our knee. And most of the time, we don't even live in dirt houses. So all you have to do is kneel down, and maybe your pants or your knee might get a little dirty. But guess what? When you get up, it feels so much better. So go ahead.
I want to ask you something directly to you. What's your legacy? Because people think legacy is when you die.
Yes.
And when you die, whatever legacy, let me explain something. Legacy is any difference, any change that you make in someone's life. That is your legacy. So you meet up with someone and you give them a word, you give them an encouragement, you give them something that will lift them and make them feel, yes, I can do this. That's your legacy. Because you may never see that person anymore. But what you did in that person's life will carry them a long way. Right. And then what that person do, they will go and duplicate it, and they went to give. That is what legacy is.
That's right.
So if I was to tell you that your legacy legacy is what you do for somebody else every day. Won't you go out and make a difference in somebody's life? Right. Because if you wait for when you die to know what your legacy is, trust me, you will not know because you're gone. You're sleeping, you're not here. But legacy, there are people that did put deposit in my life. A word, encouragement. I remember my teacher, I was in 5th grade, and she told me that I was going to be a great writer. Nobody ever tell me that. But I always remember, and I thought, she saw something in me. That is legacy. Right. She deposits something in me. When I write, I know I can do this because she tell me that. So whatever we do in this life, my niece just said that when anybody think about suicide or hurting themselves, they go to her. She is 17 years old. She is depositing a lot of things in people's life already. That is what legacy is. If you can make them change the way they're thinking and think, tomorrow is going to be a better day. You done it. So I will recommend everybody, and that will include me and everybody that listening to us, your legacy is whatever great good you can do in anybody's life. And it doesn't matter the age. She's 17 and she's changing people's lives. Can you imagine what we can do?
That's right.
So that is what we are here to do. So my recommendation, get up every day knowing that you are going to make a difference in somebody's life, and keep in mind that is your legacy.
That's right. And you know what? I know sometimes we don't feel valuable, but we are. And we are here to make a difference. And every day that you live, you are making a difference. Every day that you are thankful, you are making a difference. Every day that you care about someone other than yourself, you are making a difference. Every day that you take your time to listen to someone, you are making a difference. Every day that you just hug someone, you're making a difference. And the reason why I'm getting a little overwhelmed here, because I remember how many people gave me a hug when I was feeling useless and empty. And you would say, well, you have all these sisters, but guess what? We have all this family around us. But a lot of time nobody knows about us because we are acting like if we are so powerful and so famous. And in that time I was modeling. I was looking good outside. And inside I was so in dark. I was ugly. I was rotten. I was destroyed inside. And guess what? Did I ask anybody for help? I didn't. Because I thought, they're going to know my business. They're going to judge me. They're going to talk about me. They're going to think there's a problem with me. There was a problem with me. Okay? That was the reality. But the world is teaching us that don't tell anybody your business. Don't trust anybody. But guess what? Every day that we wake up, we trust somebody. Guess what? You go to McDonald's, and I'm not advertising for them, but you go to McDonald's and Starbucks and wherever you go, you trust, because they can give you a coffee and somebody can be evil and poison you. Somebody can do something. There is so much thing that can happen. We drive our cars and we drive believing that we're going to come back home. But someone irresponsible can hit us and our life is over because we trust. We go out trusting that something good is going to happen. We go out trusting that when we eat this food, we are going to be alive right after it. We trust all of these things. Then we go to the school trusting that our teachers are taking care of our kids. We trust. So when you are saying that I don't trust anybody, let me tell you that that is not true.
That's not true.
But you have to be focused on what is really important. Who you're going to trust that is not going to disappoint you. And let me tell you that number one for me is the man up there. Yes. Okay? That is the number one. And then it's really finding someone in your family that you can trust. And trust doesn't mean that nobody is going to disappoint you, because people are not perfect. They are going to make mistakes. But trust me is that you can disagree with me and I still love you no matter what. I'm still with you, don't matter what. I don't have to agree with you in everything, but you can still talk to me. We can still talk, and we don't have to. I might not say what you're doing is right, but I'm here to listen to you. And that's what it's all about. It's just really being able to share that with someone and to be able to connect with others. And that's what we are here for. That's what we have Adam and Eve. And we are not going to go into that topic right now, but we have Adam and Eve because we need each other. We need people. It was not one person only that came here. 2 people was put here because we need each other. We need the hugs, and we need those kisses, and we need those, you are doing a great job. And we need those, hey, you are amazing. And also we need, do I look good? We need that too, okay? So, but we need that feedback and forth from each other. We take, give and take, we give and take, we give and take. And if you are just taking, eventually you are going to find yourself in a depressed situation. Yes. You are going to find yourself lonely and all of that. And you might be experiencing all the things that we talk about. So please take the time and write down right now, why you're here. What is your purpose? How are you impacting others? What are you doing that when you are gone, which you cannot live with your money, and you cannot live with your house, and you cannot live with any of these things. I'm not saying they're wrong, because let me tell you, I love a good living, but you cannot live with these things. So what is it that people are going to remember you by? What are they going to remember you for? Just like she said, your legacy. What are you doing that is going to make a difference when you leave? And let me tell you that if you are contemplating suicide right now, I contemplated it before. And unfortunately, people will cry for you. And this is hard that I'm going to tell you, but they will cry for you for a couple days, for a couple months, and maybe your parents for a couple years. But after that, life goes on. And this is what everybody is encouraged to do. Life goes on. Yes. You got to pick yourself up. Yes. You got to move on. Yes. They are in a better place. Yes. All of that. And please, you don't want people to be thinking about you like that. You want people to be thinking, and guess what? He got married yesterday. Oh, he graduated. Oh, he's so happy right now. He's helping the community. Oh, he's doing what he loves. Oh, he's actually trying to find his purpose and help other people find their purpose as well. Oh, my daughter, oh yeah, she decided that she is not interested in any man. She is just going to dedicate herself to children. Whatever it is that you want, don't let anybody tell you, but make sure that what you want, you do it. And you cannot do it by leaving this earth. You have to do it right here. You have to take action. You have to think about it, get excited about it, share it with others. And that's how we live purposely. But if you end your life right now, you are not going to have the experience of sharing your amazing self, your valuable self, your powerful self with others, because this emotion is going to pass. Yes. Let me tell you, like I was saying before, the sun comes out, and guess what? You have the bright lights and all that kind of stuff, and then the night comes, and then you have the stars, right? But it changes. We have storms, and we have rainbows, and we have all different seasons, and it's going to happen. How many times have you felt so horrible inside that later, the next day, it passed? I tell you, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Hang in there. Call the 800 number that I gave you. That's 1-800-273. Talk to someone. Get professional help if you can. And then make sure, like I said, talk to God. Talk to God. Talk to God. And the only reason why I'm not mentioning God first is because not everybody believes in him. So I cannot just throw you something that you don't believe in. I am telling you to go get professional help, because this is what the world says, and it is someone that can actually talk to you and help you. But my recommendation personally is that you definitely have to talk to God. And anybody can come and talk to me against this, and let me tell you, I will tell you to talk to God about it. Okay? Because even the professionals need help. We all need help. But in this moment, I am telling you, call that number, scream at whoever you want to at that number. Feel the peace, relaxation, freedom, and keep on living, keep on loving, keep on breathing, but enjoying it, okay? You need to keep going.
And I want to talk to parents for 1 second. Parents, God has given you the opportunity to be a parent. He gave you these children. He gave you this amazing gift. Take your time and do your job. And I know life is overwhelming, but I can guarantee you that they will love the quality time and not something new. Do your job. And don't make me get started with the whole you want to their friends. You are not their friend. You are their parent.
That's right.
And I need you to take your time and listen to them. These children give you hints of what is going on inside of them. And they give you the hint, and then they don't want to talk about it.
Yes.
But they're giving you the hint, but then they don't want to talk about it. It's your job to find out what is going on. Because I can tell you, it is very hard to bury a child. It cannot be easy. Can you imagine? No. That's not supposed to be that way. No. But take your time, slow down. At the end of the day, you have to give a report to God about your children, if you believe in God.
And if you don't, you still have to.
And if you don't, you still have to give a report to whoever children you raise. Make it be a report that you did all your best with all the time, with all the love, and everything you knew what to do to bless your children.
That's right.
Just love them and listen to them. Life is hard outside there. And for those parents of bullies, stop defending your children.
Yeah, and stop pretending that you don't know that they are bullies.
You don't know that there are bullies. Stop it. First of all, you will hurt your child.
Yeah.
And second of all, you will not be able to sleep if something bad happens because you know it. Your job is to learn to handle it. He's yours.
That's right.
You need to handle it. But please, take your time and do your job.
And since I said that we always end with a positive outlook, and we have been
beating everybody up.
I want to tell you that one of my favorite verses in the Bible is Philippians 4:13. I can do everything through him who give me strength, which is really through Christ who give me strength. And why I end it that way? Because sometimes we feel that we don't have any power. We feel that we are so weak. We feel that that we don't have the strength to even move on to an hour from now. But let me tell you, just take your time right now and think, I'm going to last 1 more hour. And think about what you have right now. And then after that 1 hour, add another hour. And make sure that in that hour you think about the people that do care about you, because I know that you can make a list and there is people that care about you. There might be people in your school that don't care about you, and that is reality. There might be people at your job that don't care about you, and that is reality. There might be people in your house that don't care about you, and that is reality too. But there are people that do care about you. Yes. Let's focus on the people that do care. Yes. And as humans, we tend to focus on all the negative things. The first thing that when we hear a news, we think about all the worst things that can happen. Let's take the time and think about the good things that can happen. Yeah. Okay, how we can make an impact in other people's life. You are listening to me because you are here to make a difference in other people's life. All you have to do is believe it. And it says, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. And that is Matthew 21:22. And all you have to do is believe it. Believe it that you can make a difference. I believe that I can make a difference. And that's the reason why I decided to make this video today. And she believed that she can make a difference. And that's the reason why, as a community health worker in San Antonio, Texas, she's making a difference every day. Every day. So as a life coach, if you need someone that can help you accomplish your goals, you can contact her. She is actually on our page, EnVivo-SA.com. At the bottom of the screen, you are going to be able to find that address. And I am going to try to have this segment as often as possible. Right now, I don't know the date because remember, I did say that this was very spontaneous move that I made today to introduce you with EnVivo San Antonio. But I do have the code every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and El Código every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in Spanish. I want to hear your story. I want you to come and share your expertise with us. And if you have attempted to think about suicide, I want you to call me. Talk to me. Yes. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe we can get you the help. You know, and let me tell you, if you call me, okay, and I will not say call me, email me, info@envivoassociate.com, info@envivoassociate.com, or info@mysandragraves.com. I will definitely take my time to listen, as I already do with other people through Skype. Okay, so please, I don't have all the answers, I don't. Believe me, I don't. But I can definitely connect you with different people that can help you. Yes. I don't have all the answers, and that's why I bring people to share their expertise with me. I bring people to be able to share their stories with you. I bring coaches and motivational speakers and all these people into the show because I know that I don't have all the answers. And guess what? If you didn't know it, neither do you. And this is the positive note that I'm finishing this, because we always think that we have to know everything, but we don't have to know everything. That's why we have each other, yes, to learn from each other. I learn from my daughter, from my son, which is amazing too. And I have a talented daughter who is a singer and all that kind of stuff. Just imagine sharing your talents with others, because you have talent. You have abilities that you need to take time to share with others. Don't end it. Don't end it. Share it. Share it so that other people can benefit from your talent. This one right here, she had done an amazing job, not because of where I look, but an amazing job of taking care of me, of living her life purposely, of loving me, of listening to me even when I was really difficult to talk to, prideful, stubborn, independent, all of these things. But my daughter can tell you the same thing. So, parents, you are here to make a difference. You are here to change life. Yes. You are here to impact this world. And that's the reason why God gave you those children, to be able to make a difference in them, so that they can make a difference in this world. You are here to be awesome. And kids, you are awesome already. You don't have to try to be awesome. You don't have to try to look awesome. You don't have to try to dress awesome. You are already awesome. And those fools that are trying to tell you something else, don't believe them. When they tell you something, you tell them Sandra Graves said that you are awesome. And mostly, Sandra Graves said it, but God believed it. Okay? He believed that you are awesome. And I am going to end it that way. You want to say a last word?
Enjoy your legacy.
That's right.